Good morning, my dear student. Let's start our today's class. You know that we have already started our chapter number 1, that is food production and management. Now, in our previous video, we have discussed about introduction, cropping pattern, and I had shown you a flow chart of agricultural practices. In this video, we are going to learn about agricultural practices one by one. It means what are the activities which involve in agricultural practices. We will learn one by one and we will discuss in this video. So my dear student, let's start our science class. Good morning students. Let's start our today's class. In our previous video, we have already started our chapter number 1. In previous video, we have talked about introduction of the chapter and two type of cropping pattern, and we also talk about basic practices of crop production. In this video, we are going to explain the activities of basic practices of crop production one by one. So let's start basic agricultural activities. So first topic is preparation of soil. Soil is the medium to grow a crop. The preparation of soil is therefore the first step before growing a crop. The soil is need to turn and loose in order to allow the root to penetrate deep into the soil. The loose soil allow the roots to breathe easily when they go deep into the soil. The loosened soil also help in growth of earthworm and microbes present in the soil. Do you know earthworms are called friends of the farmer because they turn the soil and provide humus to it through their dropping. So preparation of soil is very important step. You know that what is soil? The upper layer of the earth is called soil. The crop plant are grown in the soil. Soil provides minerals, water, air, humus and fix the plant firmly. So that's why preparation of soil is very important. So now how farmers they prepare soil, that is very important. So in order to prepare the soil, farmers they have to make the loosening and turning of soil. So loosening and turning, what is the meaning of loosening and turning? Loosening means मिट्टी को गीला करना और उसको बार बार टर्न करना यानी पलटना. So loosening and turning of soil is very important and it's play a very important role. So loosening and turning of soil is done by plowing. The loosening of soil by plowing is beneficial because of the following reasons. So the first reason is the loose soil allows the plant roots to penetrate freely and deeper into the soil so that plants are held more firmly to the ground. The loose soil allows the root of a plant to breathe easily even when roots are deep. This is because loose soil can hold a lot of air in its spaces. The loose soil helps in the growth of worms and microbes present in the soil who are friends of the farmer. Since they help in further turning and loosening of the soil, they also add humus to the soil. That's why earthworms are called as the farmer's friend, because they keep on further turning and loosening of the soil and they also add humus to the soil. What is humus? Humus is a dark organic material that forms in the soil when plant and animal matter decays. So now the third importance of loosening and turning of soil is the loose soil help in growth of worms and microbes present in the soil who are friends of the farmer. Since they help in further turning and loosening the soil, they also add humus to the soil. Number 4, plowing also uproot and buries the weeds. Weeds means unwanted plants. standing in the field and thereby suffocates them to death. The last one, the loosening and turning of soil during plowing brings the nutrient rich soil to the top so that the plant can use this nutrient. If the soil is very dry, it breaks into a large mud crumbs during plowing. The mud crumbs are then broken down by using a soil plank called crumb crusher. Turning and loosening of soil bring the nutrient to the top so that plant can absorb them. The process of loosening and turning of the soil is called tilling or plowing. So I hope you understand. So loosening and turning of soil uh, so turning and loosening of soil bring the nutrient to the top so that plant can absorb them. And the process of loosening and turning of soil is called tilling or plowing. Plowing helps to loose the soil so that plant can breathe easily and penetrate deep into the soil. So these things we already discussed. Now plowing is done by using a plow. Plows are made of wood or iron. If the soil is very dry, it may need watering before plowing. तो अगर मिट्टी बहुत ही ड्राई है तो प्लॉविंग में दिक्कत होगी. सो दैट्स वाई इट्स क्वाइट बेटर बिफोर प्लॉविंग द सॉइल इट मस्ट बी irrigate. The plowed field may have big pieces of soil called crumbs. So after plowing also, some big pieces of soil left in the field that is called crumbs. It is necessary to break these crumbs with a plank. Now one more agricultural tool we have, that is plank. So plank is used to break the crumbs. The field is labeled or sowing as well as for irrigation purposes. The leveling of soil is done with the help of a leveler. To get better yield, it is necessary to break the soil finely before sowing seeds. This is done with the help of some tools. These are called agricultural implements. So before we will read about agricultural implements, we shall discuss about something more, that is plowing. Plowing The process of loosening and turning the soil is called plowing. Plowing of field is done by using an implement called plow. Plows are made of wood or iron and they have an iron tip for easy penetration into the soil. The plows are pulled by a pair of bullocks or by a tractor. Actually, the plowing of small field is done with the help of animal like bullocks, while large field are plowed by using tractors. So now we are in position to discuss about agricultural implements. So see that agriculture implements. The main tool used to break soil are plow, hoe and cultivator. So let's talk about plow. The plow is used to loosen and turn the soil. It is also used for removing weeds or scraping the soil. So plow is used for removing the weeds. Weeds are unwanted plant. And scrapping means to remove something from a surface. अगर surface पे फील्ड के surface पे कुछ अगर होता है तो उसको रिमूव करने के लिए भी हम प्लॉ का यूज़ करते हैं. The traditional plow is made of wood. The traditional plow is made of wood and drawn by a pair of bulls. It comprises a strong triangular iron strip called plowshare and a long log of wood called plow shaft. There is a handle at one end of the shaft and the other end is attached to a beam that is placed on the bull's neck. Nowadays, the traditional plow have been replaced by iron plow. So let's try to understand that what is plow. So plow is an agricultural implement and it is used for loosening and turning the soil. So, a plow is a large agricultural implement which is used for plowing the soil in the fields. The traditionally used wooden plow is shown in figure. Please go through figure and see. The wooden plow consists of, see the picture and try to understand. The wooden plow consists of a long log of wood which is called plow shaft. So plow shaft क्या होता है? A long log of wood. So a long log of wood we call plow shaft. There is a handle at one end of a plow shaft. So see that at the one end of a plow shaft we have a handle. Below the handle is a strong triangular iron strip called plowshare. So how is plowshare? Plowshare is a a strong triangular iron strip. The other end of plow shaft can be attached to a wooden beam which is fixed at right angle to the plow shaft. This beam is placed over the neck of two bullocks so as to pull the plow. Thus, the plow is drawn by a pair of bullocks. When the when the plow is pulled by the bullocks, the farmer holds the handle of the plow and presses down the handle, due to which plowshare dig into the soil, loosens it and turns it. Nowadays, the traditional wooden plow is increasingly being replaced by iron plow. Next implement we have hoe. So hoe is an agricultural implement which is used for removing weeds and loosening and turning the soil. Hoe consists of a long rod of wood or iron. There is a handle at one end of the hoe, just you see in fig. A strong broad and bent plate of iron is fixed below the handle and acts like a blade. So that bent plate of iron, it is act like a blade. The other end of a hoe has a beam which is put on the neck of a bullocks. Thus a hoe is also pulled by animals such as a pair of bullocks. The hoe is a kind of modified plow. Now next we have leveler. So it is a wooden or iron plank used for leveling the field before sowing the seed. It is driven by animal or tractor. So leveler is also very important. It is used to level the soil. मिट्टी को बराबर करने के लिए प्लोइंग के बाद मिट्टी को दबाना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है. Otherwise the soil which is very fertile, you know that topsoil is very fertile. That's why if it is not leveled by the leveler, that topsoil is blown away by wind or washed away with water. So that's why leveler it is used to level or press the soil. So it is wooden or iron plank used for leveling the field before sowing the seeds. It is driven by animal or tractor. Now cultivator. So cultivator, it is one of a modern tool and it is tractor driven. So cultivator. The cultivator is a tractor driven agricultural implement which is used for loosening and turning the soil in the field quickly. Now in case of plow, there is only one plowshare, okay, but in cultivators, cultivator has many plowshare which can dig into a considerable area of soil at the same time, loosen it and turn it. So that's why in this way the use of cultivator saves labor and time. Nowadays plowing of large field is done by using the tractor driven cultivators. So let's see the picture of cultivator. You see, this is a picture of cultivator, a tractor driven cultivator. So you just see the picture. So after preparation of soil, next is sowing. After preparing soil, seeds are sown in it. Before sowing, good quality seed are selected. Good quality seed are clean and healthy seeds of good variety. Farmers prefer to to use seeds which give a high yield. A high quality seed can be identified through a simple activity. Okay, so because we have to provide food to our entire population, that's why a high yielding variety, it means that good quality seed we have used, due to which we can increase more and more crop production. So high yield means अच्छे क्वालिटी का सीड जो बहुत ही बेस्ट हो, जिससे हम क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन को इंक्रीज कर सकें, बिकॉज वी हैव टू प्रोवाइड फूड फॉर आवर इंटायर पॉपुलेशन, नॉट फॉर वन पर्सन. So, in this activity, that step by step activity is given in your book, my dear student. I want that please you do this activity, because before sowing seed, farmers they do this activity to find out the quality of the seed. What is given in the activity? We can select good healthy seeds for sowing as follow. Put all the seeds in a bucket containing water and stir well. Most of the seeds will settle down at the bottom, whereas some seeds will float on top. The seeds which sink at the bottom of the bucket are the healthy seeds. On the other hand, the seeds which float on water are the spoiled seeds. This can be explained as follow. Healthy seeds are heavy, so they sink in water. The seeds which have been partially eaten by pest or damaged by disease become hollow and light, and hence float on water. The seeds may also be treated with fungicide solution before sowing to prevent the seed-borne disease of crops. तो इस एक्टिविटी से फार्मर्स अच्छे क्वालिटी के सीड सिलेक्ट कर लेते हैं. जो सीड हैवी होते हैं दे ऑलरेडी सेटल्ड, इट मीन्स सिंक इन वाटर, क्योंकि वो अच्छे होते हैं. और जो सीड बहुत लाइट होते हैं, हल्के होते हैं, जिसमें इंसेक्ट्स जिन्हें डैमेज कर चुके होते हैं, पेस्ट जिन्हें डैमेज कर चुके होते हैं, वो हॉलो हो जाते हैं, यानी अंदर से खोखले हो जाते हैं और बहुत ही हल्के. सो दैट्स वाई दे फ्लोट ऑन द surface of water. So in this way that floating seeds are discarded by farmers, and the best quality seeds which settle down, farmers they use for sowing. Okay, so method of sowing. Now, this method is adopted by farmer to select healthy seeds. Seeds are sown in the fields either by hand or using tools. Sowing seeds directly by hand is called broadcasting. Okay, so my dear student, let's talk about method of sowing. So seeds are sown in the soil either by hand or by seed drill. Thus, there are two methods of sowing the seed in the soil. These are number one, sowing by hand and sowing with a seed drill. So we will first talk about the sowing of seed by hand or manually is called broadcasting. Okay. So in the sowing with hand or manually, the seeds are taken in hand and gradually scattered in the entire plowed field. This method is, however, not very good because there is no proper spacing or proper depth at which the seeds are sown by hand. Moreover, the seeds scattered on the surface of the soil for sowing can be picked up and eaten by the birds. So, sowing by seeds manually is called broadcasting. तो जो broadcasting method है, it means जिस सीड को जो फार्मर अपने हाथ से सो करते हैं सॉइल में, सो दिस मेथड इज कॉल्ड ब्रॉडकास्टिंग. और ब्रॉडकास्टिंग मेथड इज नॉट वेरी मच सक्सेसफुल बिकॉज there is a no proper spacing, no proper depth. So due to that, the seeds scattered on the surface of the soil for sowing can be picked up and eaten by the birds. So this is one of the loss. So next is the implement used for sowing is a seed drill. So sowing of seed by the help of seed drill. A seed drill is a long iron tube having a funnel at the top. So what is seed drill? It is a long iron tube and it is funnel shaped. So iron tube having a funnel at top. The seed drill is tied to back of the plow and seeds are put into the funnel of the seed drill. So how it is used? It is tied back to the plow, and inside funnels farmers used to put their seed, and the plow make furrows in the soil. The seeds from the seed drill are gradually released and sown into the soil furrows by the plow. Thus, by using a seed drill for sowing, the seeds are sown at the correct depth and correct interval, that is proper spacing. The seeds sown with a seed drill are regular in row. Moreover, when the seeds are sown in furrows by a seed drill, the seed get covered by soil. Due to this, these seeds cannot be picked up and eaten by the birds. It is obvious that the sowing with seed drill is much better than the sowing by hand. So seed drill is very beneficial because the seed, it is sown into furrows, and that's why it is covered with soil, and due to that birds cannot pick that seeds. So nowadays a tool called seed drill, it is used for sowing with the help of a tractor. So seed drill को हम tractors में use करते हैं, और it shows the seed firmly at proper distance, depth, and avoids overcrowding of plant. To each plant gets sufficient space, sunlight, and water to grow. It also ensures that seed get covered by soil after sowing. This prevents damage causing by birds. Using a seed drill for sowing saves time and labor. So using seed drills we can save time and labor also, and all these importance of seed drill we have discussed that. So what are the importance of sowing with a seed drill? So already we have discussed, so let's once again we recall. By using a seed drill for sowing, the seed are sown at correct depth and correct interval, that is proper spacing. The seeds sown with a seed drill are in regular rows. When the seeds are sown in furrows by a seed drill, the seed get covered. What is the meaning of furrow? Furrow means वो जो क्यारी खेत में बनाते हैं उसे furrows कहते हैं. Furrows by a seed drill, the seed get covered by soil, and hence these seeds cannot be picked up and eaten by birds. This prevents damage caused by birds. Sowing by using a tractor-driven seed drill saves time and labor. So that's why it is very important. It means sowing seed by seed drill is very important due to these advantages we have discussed. Do you know that seed of some plant like paddy are not sown directly in the soil? These are first grown in nursery. When they grow, they are transferred in the field by the farmers. This method is called transplantation. Transplantation help to select healthy seedlings. So transplantation, it is also very important because some of the crops we cannot directly sown into the main fields. So through most of the crops are grown by sowing the seed directly in the soil, but in some crops like paddy and many vegetables, the seeds are not directly sown in the soil in large fields. In the case of crops like paddy and vegetable like tomato and chilies, the seed are first sown in a small plot of land or nurseries and allowed to grow into tiny plant called seedlings by providing them with a good dose of nutrients. So after the seed have grown into the tiny plants called seedlings, in the seed bed or nursery, only the healthy and well developed seedlings are then picked out from the nursery bed and transferred or transplanted to the regular field. Thus, the process of transferring the seedlings from the nursery to the main field by hand is called transplantation or transplanting. So what are the advantages of the transplantation process? It is very very important. Let's we discuss one by one. The process of transplantation enable us to select only the better and healthy seedling for the cultivation of crop, and in this way farmer rejected the damaged one. Number two, the process of transplantation allows better penetration of the root in the soil. Third one, the process of transplantation promotes better development of the shoot system of the plant. The process of transplantation allows the seedling to be planted at the right spacing so that the plant may get uniform dose of sunlight, water and nutrients. These are the benefits of transplantation. Once again, you remind what is transplantation? The process of transferring the seedlings from the nursery to the main field by hand is called transplantation. So, really, transplantation is very, very good because in this way we can. Because farmer they can select only the better and healthy seedlings for sowing. So now my dear student, that is all for today's class. In next video we will discuss the other activities of agricultural practices. But what you have to do, you have to revise all the topics which I taught you, and you have to make neat and clean notes in science copy, and you have to draw neat and clean picture also. So draw all the agricultural tools in your science copy. Okay, so thanks for watching video.